Hey spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Stonehearth. And now we have managed to finally finish the build of the Mason house. And I think it actually looks like a great little house. There's still an extra ladder here that needs to be taken away. Hopefully they will get around to that. I hope they don't just leave that ladder there. They have done that to me before. So we have some things to work out. Now the blacksmith area is going to be a bit larger, and that's the next thing. The blacksmith is probably going to be built over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave extra room when I get to work on building the place for the cook. Then there's going to be a little dining room near the cook, probably. Well, where exactly is that going to be? Because when I need the weaver's going to want to be over here so that it's near the blacksmith, because those two, they share some resources. So let me go ahead and I'm going to design some new stuff. I'm going to build a road because I want to make sure things are a little bit more sensible in their layout. Oh, I'm slightly overshot there. There we go. So that's all set up. Then all right, so that's where the blacksmith is going to go somewhere in here. Okay. Exactly where, I don't know, but I'm just going to leave out these little markers so that I can tell. Now, the weaver house is going to go here. I'm not going to actually build it, I'm just going to mark it out. And I think this is 17 across, so I'm going to go 17 across. And then one more, and then build a road. So the weaver is going to go in here. Then the next house will be the herbalist, because I think that shares some stuff with the weaver. Then the am I going to put my farms in the middle of town? I could do that. I could make farms in the middle of the town. I think that could actually be pretty cool. I might just do that. I might do farms in the middle of the town, but we'll think about that. We'll think about that. Or we could do them reversed and have the stockpiles be on this end. Yeah, no, we'll do that. Then over here, this is going to be where the... so this is going to be the weaver, this is going to be the herbalist. So this is going to be the thing that we build next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this farm to be fallow. And then I'm going to move the corn farm over here. This is just a temporary move. These positions will be finalized. And then when this is finished... growing, this is corn, right? When this green corn is finished, this field will go fallow, and then we can delete it. So let's do a little bit of harvesting work around the town, and maybe we'll get building some defensive structures and stuff like that. So we're going to just tidy up the town a little bit, clean up. I'm also going to I'm going to be building a defensive wall over here. That's what we're going to do. Now, somebody said to me, build a pit, but I don't think that really appeals to me. What I want to do is, I want to try and build an actual like wall, like a defensive structure. So let me go into here. I will say, hey, why don't you craft me one of those market stalls? And then I'm also going to say, hey, why don't you keep one of these clay tunnel doors in storage, just so I always have it available to me if I need it. And you know what? I think it's time maybe to add a few more decorations to these houses. So let's also go in here and see. So what kind of decorations could I add to these guys? Well, I could get a decorated teapot. Let's make 4 of these wall mosaics. I won't do these decorative vases. And then I'll do, hey, why don't you make me 4 of these floor mosaics as well, so they can place those. I won't get you to make a brown glass vase because that seems kind of like expensive in terms of resources. But I will get you to make me a couple of these clay wall planters so that I can place them around. I'm just getting him to make me a few extra decorations that I can use. And then we'll do maybe, yeah, why don't you get me a couple of these garden gnomes? And that'll be that. And then they should create these things, and then I'll be able to decorate these houses a little bit more extensively. So we're in the process of letting things continue. You can see our town. Oh, we've reached level 3 farmer on Hero Sayar. And he's a pessimist, which is kind of unfortunate. A trader has approached our town, probably with a new request. So if you make me 6 clay beds, 5 wooden garden lanterns, I'm not interested in that trade, thank you very much. That does not particularly interest me. Whoa, did we just harvest berets? Oh, pear cactuses. These are like the food bushes from the other biome. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to move these over to my town. I'll just pick them up, get them moved. We can use these as food. See if we can't get them. We'll just bring them over. We'll move them in the end, but we're gonna use these as a emergency food supply and stuff like that. Move these guys over. Alrighty, happy days. Oh, I think I might have placed that one a little bit too close, so they might get confused, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, alrighty. Looks like we are filled up with clay, and somebody just rang doorbell, which is kind of annoying, but what can I do? It's summer, and my nephew and nieces like to come over to my house during the summer, so what can I do about it? They're here to play with their friends. A lot of their friends actually live near me, and they like to come over and annoy me. Sometimes actually what they do is we play board games and stuff, and what they'll do, God, I hate them, but I love them. What they'll do is they'll make me set up like a full board game, and a game that doesn't take like an insignificant, like I'd spend like 10 minutes setting up this board game, and then they'll be like, oh, we don't want to play that board game anymore. And I'm like, you realize how close you are to death. Yeah, but you know, I forgive them because they're kids, and they don't know any better. All right, we'll speed up time here while we get some of this stuff built. So this is where the herbalist is going to go. I'm also going to want... So I wanted to build a wall over here, but I have to wait for these to be moved. I also wanted to do... I think I need to move this farm as well. So what is this? This is carrots. So I'm going to move the carrot farm over slightly. I'll set this to carrots, and then I will set this to fallow. And hopefully they'll get the picture and move that stuff over. Just waiting for this road to be built. Now, speaking of which, I haven't actually had a look in at my mason in a little bit. So the mason has yet to level up. Mason, what are you doing? What I'll do is I will place down some more of the mason's goods. Like so. And then, you know what I'll do? I'll put little walls around, maybe? Maybe I could do that. I'll put little fountains down so the mason has something to craft. So let me go into the mason here. I'm going to just tell him, or her, or whoever it is. Let me open up the tree. So you're actually really close to a level. So placing that bench will get you leveled up. And that'll be that. So you'll place that, and then you'll hopefully go build a new one. Oh, an Ishkender agent Nariel approaches the village. Greetings, friends of Nar Costavo. It has been some time since we've last visited this outpost. Looks like you've been making good use of the starting supplies that we delivered. What are you doing here? Why, our cartographers are making preparations for the next printing iteration of the Iskender map of Hearth. While we at Iskender Trading Agency are known for trade, we also pride ourselves for the accuracy and utility of our maps. Settlements and routes from across the world are depicted in the finest detail. Okay? Well, getting to the point, I believe that we can both benefit from an agreement of sorts. We at the Iskender Agency strive to create the most comprehensive maps of Hearth, and so we wish to detail any notable establishment and outpost such as yours, with your permission, of course. What do I get in return? Well, in addition to being distinguished as an official township, you will gain recognition from traders and travellers from all over the Hearth. We will also offer you architectural blueprints we've collected through our trades with other Rayya's children's settlements. Okay then, great. Let us get the process rolling then. First of all, how would you like to be known? We can put you on the map as a place renowned for its trading post, Shrine of Mystery, or Shrine of Her Mystery, or exotic goods. Trading post. In order to gain renown as a trading post for the masses, it is important that your city be a welcoming place for traders and travelers visit and trade goods amongst each other. I shall give your potter a recipe, build a monument which can act as a grand and inviting display at the heart of your settlement. How else can I gain renown? The Shrine. The Church of Rayya, more commonly known as Her Mystery, can designate an outpost as an official church of Waypoint. In order to be eligible, your town must provide a shrine where travelers and weary wanderers can give offerings to the monkey and pay homage to Guild Mother Rayya. How else can I gain renown? Exotic goods. In order to gain renown in the exotic trade, your town must engage in trade with foreigners or visitors from faraway lands and thus gain access to a variety of goods that would thus be otherwise unobtainable in your area. Sounds good. I will give your potter a recipe. You can obtain the ingredients from traveling merchants and caravans, but note, not many travelers carry them. Build a monument and incorporate these ingredients to demonstrate you're excellent in trading exotic goods. In addition to the appropriate monument, your town will also have to have accumulated on a certain level of wealth. I shall leave the requirements with you, should you wish to consult with them again, or should a different path come to appeal more than your initial chosen road. Thank you, Elder. Monkey be with you, Narcostavo. I shall leave you a bird so you may summon me to evaluate your progress. Potter recipe unlocked. So this is similar to the Ascendancy. This is sort of a, hey, look, build this thing. This is like your challenge to get advanced. So let me go into the pottery side of things. Where is this? Here's the monument. So this is the, a dusty tome. Plate tribute. So I need to make a dusty tome somehow. The tapestry monument takes, it looks like mounds of clay, lumps of coal. It takes bright bell flowers, frost snap trowel, and this is the exotic trade, right? So fox lilies, sunflowers, all that good stuff. And then this is the trading goods monument, which is fine large crate. These are all actually quite difficult, it seems. So this is going to be taking a fine large crate, a wall mounted tapestry, and a brown glass vase. Well, we probably won't be working on these things for quite a while, so I'm going to just not worry about them yet. So my mason has leveled up, and this means I have new recipes available to me. Most notably, not the stone chest. So I'm going to give you a task to maintain about 4 or 5 of these in my inventory. I need you to level up, so I might just get you to craft like a bunch of crap. Why don't you craft me like 4 of these hammers and then just keep 1 in inventory. And then what you do is craft me like 4 chairs and 4 tables, which I can sell on the market. And that should hopefully be enough stuff to keep you busy and get you leveled up. Alright, so I think I was planning on moving some of these things. Oh, the daily update. We probably have enough stuff. I am going to get a 10th person. That sounds good to me. There's another person who can haul, who can do all sorts of good work for my town. Okay, so let's get to work on the wall. Now, how are we going to build a wall? There's a few ways we can do this. Design a custom building. Now, we could do a... we could do a wall like this. There's a few options we have available to us where we go, hey, let's make it out of brick, and we will make it out of sort of gunmetal. I meant to click on... Oh, undo. Let me delete all this. I did this incorrectly. Like, we could do it where we make it actually a wall, like make it out of foundation. Like so. And then place some... like stone walls on it. If we do this sort of thing, and then we put like a crenellated roof on it. Oh, I need to change the overhang to be... like we could do this as a wall, right? And this would be our defensive structure. We would need a way to get up to the roof. That's kind of implicit, but we could build internal walls. And then what we do is we put like stone tunnel doors across from each other. Do the knockdown sort of thing. So this is right there. And we could do this, and this would be our wall, right? And then we just need to build like an interior, and then like a stairway up top to get up on top of the wall, just for aesthetic purposes. Or, well, this kind of actually, this would conflict. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these in. Like so. Now that would be an interesting wall. And I could build this. Like, it would take 38 stone, and it would take them a hell of a long time to do. But then we'd have a wall, or I could just dig a pit in the ground. And I think for the sake of gameplay, I'm gonna just like I'm gonna build a wall because it's more. I think it's cooler. I think, and it means that we have a defensible position from which we cannot be. We have one direction that we can't be attacked from. Right? That's the goal. I would like to actually get up on top of the wall though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to edit this. I'm going to hide away the slices. Can I, if I go in here, if I select this, can I delete chunks of things? I cannot. So what I would probably have to do is if I were making a stairway up, I would have to do it out of stone. And I would have to do it like this. Except I would want it to go the other way. Like this. Right? I would want something, except it would go up to here. So if I were to put a gunmetal block here, adjoining, are these separate structures? Oh, these should not be separate structures, but they are for some reason. And then I'll just kind of hard. That's one thing I don't like, is it's hard to look upwards in this game. And I'll just put a little stick to make it look like that it's actually being held up. These should conjoin into the same building here. There we go. We'll put a little stairway up like that, and then we'll do a similar thing over on this side. So how exactly did I do that? Yeah, like that. Okay. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we will do a stairway. Then we will do a column to meet up with the stairway to look like it actually has support. And then, yeah, there we go. We'll build the wall. Why don't you build this? I want you to build this. And I want you to build this. So my people are going to get to work on building the wall. Now, I mean, there's a lot to be said about how inefficient it is, but I think it's going to be fun to kind of watch them build it and dig away and get to work. In the meantime, we've got other fish to fry. I'm curious as to why they never finished this. And I'm also curious why these guys haven't actually started digging out this field. Maybe they're too busy? Once this field goes fallow, they should stop. So we're already building the wall. Looks great. One stairway is done. The wall, I don't know if the wall will add much value to our town, but I think it'll add like a little bit of aesthetics to make it look more defended. I think it's going to be a cool idea. The way I play these games, I don't usually play to win, or I don't try to play efficiently. I try to just have a good time and make an interesting looking town. Like this looks great. Oh, actually, speaking of which, we have more stuff that we can place down, namely a clay market stall. But let's go inside these houses and add a little bit of flair. So, like any good peoples, putting carpets on your wall is definitely a thing that these people do. So I'll put a carpet on this wall, and then I'll put a little rug as your doormat, and then you can have a little kind of rug as your doormat too, and then you can have a carpet on your wall like that. Looks great. Your one is slightly different. Oh, I could move it upwards. No, I'm gonna have it like this. That looks great. So this is the other houses now are a little bit. Their houses are a little bit more interesting visually because they have little rugs and they're a little bit more developed. It's not the most advanced sort of thing, but it looks cool. Okay, so the trading caravan comes at nighttime. I will sell off my 2 decorative items. I'm also going to sell off these guys. I'll sell off these guys. Sell my benches. I'm just selling off the stone items that I mainly crafted for the express purpose of selling. I'll sell these tools as well. So we have plenty of money now, so we can buy things that we need. I don't particularly need anything. I will get a weaver tool, and I will get a second footman weapon. Just so I can make more footmen at need. I'm not going to buy any food, because I think we're actually good on food. So Ayoha Christoph has leveled up. Excellent. So you're now level 2 Mason. Good thing I set up a bunch of tasks for you to do. This does mean that you can create the potter's cutter and the cook's spoon. I'm going to maintain one of these cook spoons and one of these potter's cutters. And the next thing we're going to be building is the herbalist den, and then the cook. Then we're going to want to kind of go from there. But I'm going to get this wall finished first, I think. Not because it's going to particularly help my town, just because it's going to look awesome when it's done. It's going to look kind of Castle Dreadfort type thing. You can see them running along, chopping it up. Looks great. They've got the stairway and everything going. You can see them running along. Also, the stone doors will be placed at some point, hopefully. It's going to take a lot of stone to finish this, but I'm also going to go into the slice mode, and it's probably almost about time where we go up a floor and start slicing the next floor up. Oh, we have a daily update. Yeah, you know what? Let's get another Hearthling. It'll speed up the rate at which we can do things. I'll strip off another chunk of this mine. Ooh, looks like slightly different terrain here. Maybe there's possibility of getting ore from that? I think that's a distinct possibility. Perhaps we have hit it. And it looks like we did, actually. Oh. We can go down a floor and see our foundations of our town. Oh, that's really awesome. I've never known that. And you can see where the water is. Can I go down another? Oh my god, you can go... Oh my god, I didn't know you could go deep. Oh man, you could build like a really complex underground town. Ooh. Maybe that's something we'll do. Maybe the next alpha will do that. Speed up time and see if we can get this wall built. Okay, looks like this field is ready to be deleted. Then we can extend the... Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a copy of this house. I'm going to save this as the Rayya base workhouse. Okay. And then I don't have to design it from scratch anymore. So what I'll do is I'll go in here, and I have that in here. It's the Rayya base workhouse, so you can see. I'm going to build it. These ones are going to face this way. It's slightly different. And then I'm going to go into it. And I'm going to edit it. Namely, I'm going to be deleting these pots off of it. I'm going to delete this workbench. The interior stuff I'll leave the way it is. That's perfectly fine. I'm also going to want to I'm going to want to save the right-hand version as well. That's something I'll do in a moment here. So this is where the herbalist is going to go. Speaking of which, we're not quite ready for that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find Bumba. I'm going to change your job. You're going to be my herbalist, Bumba. Who's going to be my weaver? I need someone with a good crafting skill. And looks like Zand, you could be my weaver. There you go, Zand. You'll probably mostly just end up doing hauling jobs for now, but you're going to be a weaver. Eventually, maybe it's not worth it to make Zand a weaver yet, but you know, it's no big deal. But we finally do have actually a herbalist, and we're going to get the herbalist to make their crafting bench. So let's get the herbalist lab going. I'm also going to want to set up some crafting stuff. Okay, so now I can go in here and I'll be able to make some edits. So I'm going to save this now that I've removed some of the other stuff. I'm going to finish editing this and I'm going to save it as the left hand desert work house. because the doorway is on the left. Then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click here. I'm going to save this building as the Rayya Workhouse 2. Doesn't matter. I'm going to be deleting the original designs here in a moment. So in the Rayya base workhouse, I'm going to delete this template. The Rayya Workhouse 2 is going to be something I keep. I'm going to go into the left-hand desert workhouse is what I'm going to keep. The Rayya Workhouse 2 is, I'm going to build that and save a new copy of it later. But for now, let's speed up time and let the wall get built. I don't like to let the game run while I'm doing stuff like designing buildings and fiddling around with certain things. Maybe that's just like a bad habit. I don't know if it is a bad habit. I think it might be actually a good habit. But sometimes you can never tell, right? Sometimes what you're doing, it seems like it's a good idea, but it's actually not a good idea. Oh, you're fighting off invaders. Good job. But he has a hammer now, which I think gives him +1 attack. So he has +1 attack and +1 defense, which isn't too bad. And it seems like the game is still just only sending these kind of weaker invaders, which is totally fine by me. I don't think I'm at all ready for any sort of difficult combat. So let's go in here and we're going to place our herbalist workbench close to the house. Then you're going to get a fair share of your own pots. Like so. I'm going to... Then, let me have a look here. So I think that's pretty much it. You're ready to go, right? Yeah. Looking great. What I could do is I could change the color. Oh, these don't change color. That's the only major downside here. If they don't change color well. What if I were to click on you and then change you to this? Well, I suppose I could just edit them out from underneath. If I go in here. If I click on you. Why won't you let me drag it? So there's a little bit of work here in replacing the floor, but I think it is faster. If I click here. So why are you weird about going around corners? Oh, it's when I hovered over the bench. So I think we erased the bottom floor of stuff there. And again, I want to be super careful. Huh. Let me keep erasing here. I'm going to replace the color of this house. I want it to be its own unique color. Makes things a little bit awkward, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So let me see if I can actually get this to work now. So I'm going to click here, going to drag over. Boom, there's the second floor taken out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to decide upon the color. And I think we're going to make this like a kind of a bright orangey kind of color. I'm thinking, yeah, Korma. Korma looks like a good color. And then I'm going to go to the wall. I'm going to make the wall material out of Copper Canyon. The Copper Canyon is a good compromise. Make that a Copper Canyon. Then we'll make the slits or the columns out of a darker version of that. Yeah, this is looking great already. So I'll make you out of darker material. I'm going to have to edit some of this stuff. I'm going to do you as well. You're going to change to be the kind of nice Korma color. Underneath, I'm going to do Korma as well. I need to click in the right area right over there. 11 by 11. looking great. And then I need to... It's a little bit awkward doing it this way, but hey, if it works, it's fine, you know? Oh, I'm going to need to do here as well. So this is a 5x4. I like that. I wish you could click on these things and then edit them, but it seems like that just isn't available. For whatever reason. I need to strip off some of these blocks. Like so. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to replace those with the korma color. Nice korma. Actually, korma is, I believe it's a type of Indian curry. Or it's at least a sort of, a variant of Indian curry. And it's actually really nice. I don't know if you've ever had it, but it is delicious. And actually, there was something else that kind of popped into my head there. I was watching a, oh, what was it? I remember I was watching this thing about how, you remember how Michael Jackson used to do that crazy lean where he would lean forward, like almost to the point where, like any other normal human being, they would fall over. Apparently how he did that, there was like a slot in his shoes that he would like hook onto a bolt in the stage, and then he would use that to leverage and lean. That kind of blew my fucking mind. I was like, god damn, that was a smart man. Apparently he patented it as well, so no one else can use the shoe for X amount of time. I don't know if the patent still exists. But anyway, look, we built this lovely little cottage here for the herbalist. And we're going to be finishing it up with some... I think it is finished. I think it's done, right? Yeah, it's done. Okay, so I'm going to finish editing here. There's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be built, but it'll be fine. I'm going to call that to be the end of this episode. Next episode, we will see them continue the work on the Great Wall of Anti-Goblins, or whatever this is going to be. And then we'll see them finish the Herbalist House. So I hope you guys enjoy this series so far. Please remember to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Remember to leave a like if you want to directly support my channel. And remember to leave a comment if you want to give me your feedback. Other than that, I want to say I love you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.